Welcome back to AVAIYA.
Thanks so much for having me. It's good to be here.
Yeah, good to see you. And I would love it if we start off talking a little bit about hormones. So how do you know hormones played a role in your own mental health journey?
Yes, this is the thing. When I explain to people is if we're talking about the physical level, there's three macro systems in our body. So you have your neurotransmitters and you have your hormones, and then you have your organs of detoxification. And when I was regaining my mental health, I was struggling, had a lot of struggles, depression and anxiety and bipolar disorder, and eating disorder. And I started a nutritional protocol. And prior to starting it, I was unwell, be suffering and struggling the entire month for months on end. And then when I started this nutritional approach, I was better for half of the month. So that showed me that my hormones were also playing a role. I didn't have any medical knowledge at that time, but thankfully the practitioners that I were seeing had that knowledge and explained that, yes, okay, there must be a hormonal component to this. And so anyone who's struggling or experiencing symptoms, whether it's irritability or difficulty sleeping or anxiety, noticing an increase or shift in mood in that second phase of your cycle, chances are we want to take a look at what's happening with the hormones.
Mm-hmm. And what was off kilter for you? Like what was out of balance in your hormones?
Yeah, for me, it was low progesterone. My progesterone was low. So the main hormones that I there's lots of hormones in the body. The main six that are involved usually with the mental health piece is estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, DHEA, and then the thyroid hormones.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so when we're going to wrap this into the conversation of menopause and people watching today, or maybe they're in the beginning of their perimenopause journey, or maybe they're postmenopausal and, want some additional information. So in your experience of women, do you believe everyone suffers from some kind of menopausal symptoms?
No. No, I don't. And you don't have to, which is such a beautiful message, right? I mean, most people don't seem to understand that everything to do with your hormones, so whether it's menopausal symptoms or perimenopause or earlier on, like difficulty with painful periods or trouble conceiving, PCOS, endometriosis, so whatever the label or diagnosis, just understand that really that's just a sign that you're out of balance hormonally, and we can help with that and restore balance. And when you do restore balance, then you're not going to suffer or struggle. So a woman, we kind of accept that, we're going to have problems in menopause, and you even hear it culturally in the language when, people talk about how difficult it is and, oh, goodness me, you're going to go into menopause, right? I'd really love to change that dialogue and conversation. Similarly to, I mean, this is sort of a tangent, but similarly to teenagers, we talk about usually quite negatively about teenagers in our culture too. And why are we doing that? So anyway, I think that if you support your hormones and you support your endocrine system in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, then menopause can be a much easier, if not smooth sailing transition for you.
And by support our hormones, what do you mean? Obviously, that's a big topic, but what are ways that we can support our hormones?
The reason why I was sort of laughing was because there's two backup systems in the body. When your ovaries decline in production, those two backup systems are your adrenal glands and your fat cells. So a lot of times women put on weight in menopause, and not many people are happy about it. And, including myself, I'll join into that camp, but it's your body's way of balancing. And so your fat cells produce estrogen. And as our ovaries decline, we're trying to get more estrogen. And the other thing is that I mentioned the adrenal glands. The adrenal glands produce DHEA, and DHEA is a precursor to forming androstenedione, which goes on to make testosterone and also those estrogens. So the problem is that what are we doing in our 20s, in our 30s, and in our 40s? Not a lot of us are, taking self-care into account, right? We're going to university, or we're starting businesses, or we're getting married, or we're having families, right? So many women are burning the candle at both ends. The more that you can support yourself, though, with that self-care piece and support those adrenal glands, and it can be just as simple as making sure that sleep is your number one priority, so that we don't get sleep deprived, because your adrenal glands love rhythm and routine, and they really like it when you go to bed at the same time and you get up at the same time and you sleep for a nice chunk of time as well. So that's just a simple suggestion, is looking at that piece in your life, and if that's not up to where you want it to be, then see if you can get that sorted out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tell you, sleep comes up so often in these conversations, just how important it is for any number of things in the world of our health overall. And so going back to mental health, what are some of the mental health symptoms that women can experience in this, I guess, menopause transition?
What you can experience is, or what I've seen in practice, is depression can come, anxiety increased or come, irritability, mood swings, and then the sleep piece can go off. Insomnia can show up. Those are the top five things that I see.
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What Ike Allen and Andy Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.